You're live.
So, help me with this affirmation at the top of the page there.
In one spirit,
In one spirit,
we see God everywhere,
in
and everyone, and everything.
Yes. It is a commitment.
We're committed, Greg.
So, what's the good news? Do we have the music yet for this so we can say, tell me something good, right? Don't we have to start with that?
Tell me.
I just have you sing it just a while ago.
With my nasal sinus
Tell me
cold.
something.
I finished my first week at work.
Yes.
Oh.
Grateful for it.
Praise God.
Okay, birthdays, anniversaries.
Finally started writing on my third step.
Yay.
Finally.
Very good.
Well, that'll take about 3 years.
Good. All right, now,
Visual.
since we're, you have to excuse my voice. I sound worse than I am, okay?
I didn't give you the cold, did I?
I think you did.
We all have.
Remember I told you I wasn't taking it.
Yeah, I didn't want to give it to you.
No, I gave it to him for you.
Oh, okay.
There's a lot of people taking credit for me having this cold, and I think it's just one of those things that.
We all hit them.
Most of the time I escape it, but
A lot of little kids around too. You got it from Sophie.
yeah.
Almost fine.
Somebody's coming in.
It's
No.
Ashley.
Yes. Did you say Ashley?
No, he said someone's coming in, and I said it's Ashley.
Okay, so here's some good news. This is from Hafiz. Remember, this is written like 1350, something like that, AD. He says, how fascinating the idea of death. How fascinating the idea of death can be. Too bad, though, because it just isn't real. I know, you saw a show last night, you saw some kind of murder show, movie or television, you said, look, Dad, he's just acting. Just acting.
Excuse me.
All right, so anybody need to be added to the prayer list?
Mrs. Marcel. Mrs. Marcel. That's not her name. I don't know her first name, but it's Marcel's wife.
You know who she is, right?
Yes,
Mhm.
for her
Now-
surgery on her
now-
eye.
If you know who she is, because minds are joined,
Thank you.
at some level, we know who she is.
Thank you.
Mark,
Mark? I know you go, what Mark? Which Mark? What Mark is she talking about? Doesn't matter. If Mark come to mind, pray for him. All right? We're gonna do this meditation. Like it or not. Be quiet. Oh, wait, it's the poem. It's time for the January poem. All right? Oh, suddenly I fall from safety into a place of delicious danger, passion, rouge on an exotic face, a thorn lodged in my heart. The angel of death holds a fiery brand. Burn yourself down, she urges. Without hesitation, I step gladly into the flame. Burn up, burnt down by love. I am no longer the pawn of the ego. My darling, your fiery love has washed my hands of selflessness, of selfishness, cleansed my face of duplicity. Exquisite union has banished my aloneness. Words fail to really tell the tale. Even music cannot play this tune. Only the whole united heart knows the truth of this great love furnace that I have fallen into. What are you talking about? Confusing. What's the date? It's the 6th. All right, well, let's get quiet. We'll do this meditation. Say to yourself, I'm on track. Breathe into that idea. I'm on track. Allow the breath to be your guide. The body relaxes on the breath. The mind eases on the breath. The spirit is set free on the breath. I'm on track. Yes, it's a new year. A new year has begun again. We can also begin again. Unlikely for most of us, but maybe we have so mastered our past spiritual path that we feel we need a new challenge. More likely, we're just using this yearly demarcation as a symbolic starting point for a new round of our present practice. There may be some improvements we would like to make, some errors we would like to stop making. This desire arises out of a common need to move in a spiritual direction. This need is present in us all. We all have fleeting memories or aspirations for a better life. So we decide if now is the time or if we are going to put it off further. No matter. We will eventually have to move forward. We should be aware that suffering will continue until some point when we are tired enough to let it go. Today can be that day. Today, any day, every day, we can decide for peace of mind. We can begin again. Or, for the first time, take up a practice of love. Say amen and amen. once more. Really? Again? Another time. Yet again. All over again. Once again. So a new year. I hope everybody did the exercise. I know, I didn't tell you what the exercise was. Last week. But you should know already, you've been here before. At the end of the year, at the beginning of the year, we take a look at our life and we see what it is we want to get rid of and what it is that we want to get more of. So, you know, what people call it resolutions. You should see how crowded it is down at the YMCA. Man, bursting at the seams. There are not enough parking places. Everybody's down there on fire. See, I go to the YMCA every day of the year that they're open, right? If I'm here. So I see this ebb and flow. And, but I don't, this is what I think. I don't think we should keep statistics about it or anything like that, because I believe that sooner or later, you know, if our body doesn't expire first, we will get on track. Whether it's what we want to get on track with is a new physical program, or whether it's a spiritual program, or whether it's an educational program, whether it's a financial program, that sooner or later, as in the meditations, we will get tired enough to say, I want something different. I really want something different. And you know, these wishes and weak sister hopes are not enough. First, if we remember that we have this perceiving power that's called faith. And faith is, well, you know, Paul says, faith is this belief in something unseen, but what I'm saying to you is faith is the way you see it. Faith is the way you see it. So, the way you see it, that's how it turns out, in many ways. In many ways. And so, we need to see ourselves as we are in this life. And so, we look and we say, well, first of all, what do I do? Stephen Covey identified this years ago. He said, you have roles in life. You are playing roles in life. Now, we are. And the Course in Miracles is telling us that as we go through this, and if you practice something else, it's okay, but the end game in all of these spiritual practices is to wake up. The end game and further, to wake up in heaven. And man, when we really get a focus on that, the Course says that we are here for a reason. To do the will of Him who sent us. We don't have to worry about what to do or what to say. We will be directed. Now, this doesn't mean that we don't have anything to do. We do have something to do. This doesn't mean that, okay, I'm going to follow this spiritual path, and I'm going to go and live in a cave somewhere and perfect this spiritual path. And you heard it. I heard it said many years ago. You get very, very spiritual, but you'll be of no earthly good. That's an archaic phrase, by the way, for you young people out there. But but you know, I do believe this. Since we said at the beginning, minds are joined. So if you want to go, if you feel guided to go to a cave and stay there and pray for me while you're there, because minds are joined. There will be some benefit. Praying for the world, there will be some benefit. But I believe that most of us have work to do. We have something to do here. And so we look at what it is that we do. See, the Course is very clear. It says you don't disconnect from life. You continue to do the things in life that you do. You just do them with a different motivation. So, and this is what the Buddhists say. The Buddhists say, what do they say? They say, before enlightenment, chop wood, carry water. After enlightenment, chop wood, carry water. But after you're enlightened, you do it in a different way. You do it in the sense of of continual gratitude. You do it in the sense of ease. Do it in the sense of you're happy. You feel privileged to chop the wood and carry the water. Well, the chopping of the wood and the carrying of the water, those are the roles that we have in life. And so what Stephen Covey advises in this regard is he says, write down 5 roles. No more than 7. 5 roles that you play in life. Well, most of us have some in common. We are family people. Most of us have families. Even if we have been estranged from our families, we still have them. We may not talk to them, but we're still part of that family, even though somebody might have told us we're not. And that has happened to some of us. But so we're connected, and those connections cannot be broken. So we're family people. We're family people. We are working people. We all have this, some of us may have retired, but if we look closely, we are working on something. If we are not, we probably won't be alive too long. I think the whole idea of this kind of forced retirement thing is not a good idea. I think you kind of get crusty. If you don't stay engaged. So we're working people. We're financial people. We live in a capitalist society, and we don't have to be greedy to thrive in a capitalist society, and we don't have to be greedy to contribute to that society. We just have to understand the way it works, that there's money here, and we should understand how the money works. Man, I'm still trying to learn how the damn money works. It's all right. It's all right. It's in the money. So we are financial people. We are students. We are all students, and we've talked about this in the past. That they're in this society, in the world that we live in today, there is no way that we can step back and stop learning. We will be left behind. We'll be left behind. We would go ahead, go away for a little while and come back. You won't know what they're talking about. So there's always something for us to learn. Even if we decide that we're really going to eschew all of this technology, probably not a good idea. But we could do that. There's still something new to learn. And so we are students. We have, what do we say? I am not a body. You are not a body. It's a good thing, because everybody dies. So we're not bodies, but we have bodies. We're carrying those bodies around. So we are physical. We are physical people. So there you go. There's 5. It's all right. I'll tell you. We'll talk about it. So that's a role, right? So we want to look at each one of those roles and write down a goal that goes along with that role. A goal for the year. And it can't be, I'm going to talk to my kids more. It can't be, I'm going to talk to my dad more, I'm going to talk to my mom more. That's not a goal. That is just some vague statement of intention that may never come true. When I say, I'm going to talk to my kids every week. I'm going to go see my kids once a month. I'm going to go see my parents a certain time. Because that, then, if you do it, you know you did it. If you don't do it, you know you didn't. So at work, when we're in our workspace, we have, I know, we all think, it's so amazing how we all think in our jobs that we are indispensable. And we could be doing really good. We could be doing really, really good. And just excelling all over the place. But if we didn't show up, it might hurt for a minute, but someone else is going to step into that place. It's comforting to know that we're told that our place in God cannot be filled by anyone else. But our place everywhere else can be. So we should know that that's the case. And we look at our job and think about it in terms of, they pay me, or I get this or that benefit from whatever work that I might do. But what I want to be thinking about is, how can I be a better service there? How can I be a better servant? What habits can I eliminate? I was just thinking about this. All of them have, and financial, the financial thing. This is where pure arithmetic comes in, right? I have a financial goal. So I have a financial goal for the year, whatever it might be, I wanna save this much money. I want to, through this hobby business that I've got, I wanna make this much money. Well, they just figure it out. If I wanna make this much money in a year, I wanna save this much money in a year, how much money do I have to save this month? How much money do I have to save this week? How much money do I have to save today? And break it down all the way back down. Every one of these goals, we can actually look at them and say, is this a daily goal? The goal at work, there may be some things that we wanna change at work. Can I do something to change this every day? Write that down. You just back up the goal, and then every day we check ourselves, and we see if we moved in that direction. I'll tell the Hawaii story. Everybody, and we would have Monday meeting that we've had for over 30 years, with all this, with sponsees and my sponsees and their sponsees, and we get together on Monday night, and we have dinner, and every year we talk about roles and goals, and people said, we've got a convention coming up in Hawaii in 2 years. And most of the people there said, I cannot afford to go there. It's 2 years away, what do you mean you can't afford to go there? I don't know how, I never would have enough money to go there. Well, let's figure out how much money is it. And we figured out how much money it was to go and have a reasonably good time. And then we figured out how much money you'd have to save each year, each month, each week, each day. It turned out, half the people there are drinking Red Bulls every day, all day. It turned out that 2 Red Bulls or 2 Starbucks coffees, not drunk, would get you to Hawaii in 2 years. And you'd be, well, the coffee's kinda good for you, but I don't know about the Red Bull. You're gonna be going on the Red Bull. Anyway, it's just arithmetic. All these goals. I wanna buy a house. This is what I wanna do, I wanna buy a house. But this is what the bank said. The bank said, I have to have this much money down. And I have to, my credit score be at this level. Every one of those things is arithmetic. And it's just, we all know how to do it, we just don't. Just back up for a minute and say, okay, how soon do I wanna have the house? That means I've gotta have this much down payment by this date. Figure it out. Our actions are much the same. Where we can actually look and say, am I today, when I look at the end of the day, I say, am I moving closer to these goals? Am I improving my performance in these roles? They're very, very easy to see if we keep track. Sometimes we fool ourselves anyway. But here's the idea, is to get on track and stay. Get on track and stay on the track. And here is the biggest thing about New Year's, and this is why I wasn't worried about doing it last week. It doesn't have to be the 1st of January. It could be any day. It's the 6th of January. Somebody told me that, and I hope I'm right. 6th of January. We can begin today. We can begin tomorrow. But it will not work if we say to ourselves, I'm not gonna begin today, I am gonna begin tomorrow, because tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow, they keep coming, we never did anything. So when it occurs to me, and it's in this day, I say, I'm beginning today. I'm gonna begin today. And so what do I need? First thing I need to do is write these things down. And you're not gonna get everything, you can just go get 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. Every library has it, they're probably out on Amazon right now for $2, you can buy it, and he lays it out in there. Not just that, but a lot of other helpful things. So we begin today, and this is the thing we say again. What is the story of Sisyphus? This is where and this is where we really get to the idea of how long are we gonna suffer before we say it's enough. Sisyphus was a kind of a smart guy, smart alecky, and he knew he was gonna die pretty soon. And in those days in Greece, when you died, they would lay you out and put coins on your eyeballs. They'd close your eyes, but they put coins there. And the coins were to pay the ferryman to take you into the afterworld. across the river Styx, right? So that's what so he told his wife, he said, I got this idea. Don't put the coins on my eyes. She said, well, they won't take it. You'll be like in limbo. He says, leave it to me. So he dies. She doesn't put the coins on his eyes. All of a sudden, the ferryman comes to take him. He says, hey, where's your fare? Where's your money? You can't get on the boat without your fare. And Sisyphus says, listen, we forgot. We forgot. I know it sounds weak. It sounds weak to us because we're sophisticated con people nowadays. But I forgot where the money is. He says, listen, let me do this. Let me just do this. Send me back. Send me back, and I'll get the coins, and then you can take me, and you'll get your fare. And they had to consult a higher authority, because the ferryman couldn't make this decision on his own. So he goes to the queen of the underworld and tells her the story. And she's the queen of the underworld. She should have been smarter than this. But anyway, she says, okay. And she sends Sisyphus back. Sisyphus gets back, and he just starts partying. He's not, no way is he going to lay back down and die. He just starts partying, he's living it out, having all kind of fun. And of course, the queen of the underworld is watching this whole thing. And she's a little bit irritated that she has been taken advantage of like this. And so they plot. And eventually, one thing, and you can call it coincidence, one thing led to another, and he dies again. And his wife did put the coins on his eyes. And they're taking him across, they took him across the river, and the queen of the underworld told him, we've got a special thing for you. A special thing for you. This is what you're going to do. Every day, you're going to push this boulder up to the top of the mountain. It's going to take you all day to push that boulder up to the top. And then, at the end of the day, it's going to roll back down. And sometimes it might roll over you. Now, does this sound familiar to, I mean, this is just life, right? Every day we're pushing the boulder to the top of the mountain. And then she says the thing that really hit me. She says, and you're going to forget. You're going to forget you did it yesterday. And you're going to begin again and do it. And you're trapped in this existence of pushing the boulder to the top of the mountain, rolling back down and starting again the next day. And that is your afterlife. That's it. That's what you're doing. So, this is what we are doing. We have our tasks. We have all of our things that we're assigned to do. And they're like this boulder that Sisyphus has. And we are pushing that damn thing up to the top. Oh, I did it again. That's okay. We are pushing up to the top of the mountain every day. It's rolling back. Sometimes it is rolling over us. And we're forgetting that we did it. We're forgetting. This is what the basic text of Narcotics Anonymous says, the definition of insanity, repeating the same mistakes over and over again, looking for different results. So just think about that. Take a little time and think about what things am I doing over and over again that are doing nothing but frustrating me. What things am I doing over and over again that are causing nothing but suffering for me and suffering for those around me. And say, okay, you know what, it's January. What the heck, it's January. Everybody else got a resolution. Let me have something. Let me say, this is it. I want to stop doing this. And I want to start doing this. And let me check myself day by day and see what happens. So that I don't forget. It's a miracle. It's a miracle when we do that. And you know what? This is a miracle is a change. A miracle is, well, according to the Course, a miracle is seeing it differently. So the offense, my offense, your offense, whatever it is that whatever I regret, that's haunting me, the regret that I have, oh, I wish I wouldn't have done that. Well, especially when it's embarrassing. Here's something embarrassing, it's like, oh man. You don't even want to go back around the people that you did the embarrassing thing. So much easier if we just say, oh, that was a mistake. We want to save face. Make a mistake, we got this regret. The other person makes a mistake, and we got a resentment. And we say, man, you know what we say? You've said it a million times. I'm gonna tell you what we say. We say, I would never do anything like that. I would never do anything like that. Here's the problem. We're all capable of doing anything like that. We're all capable of it, given the right circumstances, the right motivation. Miracle, what the miracle does is lets us see it differently. Lets us see it differently. And we see it like this. When I make a mistake, I see that it was a mistake, not an indelible stain upon my soul, not some kind of unforgivable sin. The mistake, even what we may think of as being the worst thing, because many of us have done things that society, our families, even ourselves would say that's unforgivable. The problem is that we say it's unforgivable no matter how big or how little it is. I mean, at some level, at some unconscious level. So what a miracle does is it sees it different and says it's just an error. It's just a mistake. And so right now we have this a good demarcation time to say, let me fix those mistakes. Let me move from that error consciousness into this positive realm. Let me forgive myself. And then, in order to do that, it will not work. It just will not work if we maintain our judgment of others, our negative judgment of others. And you can check yourself. Every single time I get mad at somebody, I am suffering. What did they say? They said, my anger is me punishing myself for somebody else's mistake. What? Yes. But the problem is, we're together. So I'm punishing myself, I'm punishing them too. And the other problem is, the only way I can stop punishing myself is to stop punishing them. I say, oh man, how far are you going to go with this? I'm going to tell you how far I'm going to go. Let the prisoners go. Oh, what? Well, not really all of them. Just the ones that you're holding in your mind right now. The prisoners that you're holding in your mind, the prisoners of resentment that you're holding in your mind, let them go, for crying out loud. And then we can look at the prison system too, judiciously. But first, let the prisoners go that we are holding in our minds. And know that we're one of them. That we're one of them. So it's a new year. It's a new day. Let's go out there and begin again.